Sam, congratulations on being inducted into the California Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Thank you, thank you.
And let's start out our interview just asking you who are the folks that influenced you the most in wrestling?
Owen Plight, he got me going, and also Nick Graham. He worked out with him quite a bit. He was wrestling. Both of them were college wrestlers and my coaches, and really had a big influence to get me going. And Coach Fitzenreiter, and then in Humboldt, a little frosting on the cake was Frank Cheek.
Did you have an idol growing up in wrestling?
Well, my local guys, the guy I had to work out with a lot, was played second NCAA, and he was kind of my idol. But Dan Gable was kind of really my idol. But then I had to wrestle Larry Owings the year after Larry Owings beat Dan Gable, and it was pretty good highlight of my career to get a couple takedowns on Owings. He beat me. He beat me by 4 or 5 points. But I gave him a little bit of a match and made him mad, actually. And then he did a little better. So anyway.
How'd you get started in wrestling?
Actually, how I got started is I played football and was really into football and baseball, but my buddies got into wrestling, and we were wrestling in the backyard after they already had practice and technique. And so since they had practice and technique, they were working me pretty good. Well, I really didn't like it, so I said, I'm joining too. And so I joined, and it was great that they pretty much dropped out, and I was the one that really stayed with it.
Oh, how about that? What aspect of your personality, Sam, was something that you would attribute to your success? I mean, both as an athlete and as a coach, you won a high school state championship. What is it about Sam that...
Well, actually, probably the best thing I had was I tried to be a good role model, and I usually wrestled with them quite a bit. That really kept me going. Plus, if they were running hills or whatever, I pretty much ran with them and wrestled with them, and I actually followed them around the classroom if I had to. If I had to. I had tutoring sessions before wrestling practice started, and I was blessed to have some valedictorians that helped. Anyway.
Do you have one memory that sticks out in your mind as like a highlight from your career? It could be as a competitor, as an athlete, or as a coach.
Actually, I told you I did go to Oregon to the Western States Olympic trials, and actually I had a 4-0 lead on a guy named Jones. I never got caught in a headlock in my life and swore I never would, but was touch fall. And he caught me, I guess, to this day. It was touch fall. But he actually did go on, and I'm not sure if he placed in the Olympics, but he made the Olympic team, Jones, way back in '76. But I still remember that in my brain.
Yeah, that's so good.
That I'd like to forget. Anyway, thank you.
Is there one match, or maybe it was that one, or one event that stands out in your mind as a highlight for you?
Actually, there is. In fact, it was at Humboldt State. We wrestled Fresno State, and the coach came up and said, Gollmyer, you're right in the middle of the lineup. If you win, we're going to win this duel, and we never beat Fresno State. If you lose, we're going to lose this duel. And if you tie, we're going to tie the duel. Well, the coach didn't know that I actually wrestled this guy. His name was Green, and he beat me 7-0 the first time we wrestled. We'd only wrestled but 3 or 4 years before that. He didn't have a clue, and he didn't really care. Nobody else cared either. We actually tied the match, and guess what? We tied the dual meet against Fresno State, and they were pretty hot at the time.
Yeah.
That kind of sticks in my brain because he smacked me around. They all smacked me around. And he didn't know. I didn't have a chance to even think about being scared or being even nervous. Anyway.
What made you become a coach after you?
What made me become a coach is actually I enjoyed student teaching. I enjoyed working with the kids that really like to be worked with, and I guess I really enjoyed the yes sir, no sir, the discipline that I had with kids. There were a lot of military kids starting out, and were good students too. 5 of them are medical doctors, I might add in there today, and so that's what really kind of motivated me to keep on going and work with kids, because if you really don't want to work, you're not going to be around. I mean, so it's plain and simple. We cleared out the garbage and had a lot of great kids that.
If you'd start your career all over, would you do anything different?
I probably really wouldn't do a whole many things different, because I got to have good villages, working with parents, working with kids, working with my assistant coaches, working with the Kiwanis, the Rotary Club. I could go on, and I was pretty blessed to be pretty well accepted and get along with everybody pretty much. So no, I probably wouldn't change much at all.
You had quite a good thing going on.
I had a pretty good thing going for a little hick school. 1,200 kids starting out in the desert.
What would you like people to remember about you, Sam?
I would like the kids to remember that I would back up pretty much what I said, and I wouldn't ask a kid to do anything that I haven't ever done or wouldn't try. And that could be running 10 miles and running half the night to make weight for the state meet, or any meet actually, or wrestling half the night and so forth too. So I would like to think that I wasn't a phony. That's what I wasn't a phony. I think I.
Kids, they could not work it.
Well, they knew that they had their hands full, and we had some good ones.
Congratulations once again, Sam, being inducted in the California Hall.
All right, thanks a billion. It's been a great trip, really.